Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. Welcome to tonight's live stream, November 10th, 2025, and we are off to a great start. I know why you're here. You didn't come here to just listen to me ramble like we do normally during the week. You came here because we've got a really exciting live stream planned for you this evening, which is the ITC Sweepstakes, the big giveaway. And we're going to jump on that here in just a moment. So I am really glad you're here, and I'm glad to see we've got twice as many people as usual. So that's very exciting. So, as you know, Jake from ITC Quick Attach put together this sweepstakes. He's going to tell you all about it, and then we're going to draw 10 random winners. If you entered that sweepstakes, your name is on the list, and we will draw 10 random winners. And then at the end of this live stream, for you, the ones who are watching right now, an added bonus, there is a giveaway like we do every week with a sticker giveaway, but there's a big giveaway from ITC, and that is strictly for live stream viewers. So even if you didn't enter the contest, the big contest, you can still win tonight for the final giveaway, the 11th giveaway this evening. So let me bring Jake on, and we'll learn a little bit about ITC Quick Attach, and then we'll start drawing names. How's that sound? We'll check out some comments here shortly too. Anyway, welcome, if you will, Jake from ITC Quick Attach. Yay. Hello, Jake.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great.
Great. Oh, I forgot to do this. Yeah! Welcome, Jake. I forgot that little effect was there. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight. This is exciting. You put together this sweepstakes. It's been several weeks going on, and we're gonna draw some winners live. You've got a system set up there in the background, and we're going to show that to the folks here in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about ITC Quick Attach for those who might not be familiar with your company. Most people are because they entered the sweepstakes, but you are the owner, CEO, top dog at ITC Quick Attach. Tell us all about some of the products that you manufacture right there in New York, right?
New York, yep, Central New York.
Anyway,
yeah. So we've got like two different divisions of the business, I would say, product-wise. So we have products designed to prepare your tractor and then protect your tractor. So preparing is a larger toolbox, a chainsaw carrier, a rack for rakes and shovels, some extra mounts for lights, things of that nature. And then we have the protection side, which is brush screens, skid plates, hydraulic valve covers, fuel tank covers, and we are building out our product line for those products as well. So kind of two different sides, and we do a bit of both, and we build everything here in upstate New York. So we do all of our designing, manufacturing, warehousing, and distributing from one location. We're a small group of guys that are working together doing this, and we all have 25 job titles, but it's a lot of fun.
And you have continually expanded your offerings over the years.
Yes.
Starting with some relatively small products when you took over the company, and you've expanded now to, like you said, prepare and protect, which I like that.
Yeah, when it was originally started, ITC was an interchangeable tool carrier, and it was based on the modular system that we have, where you have either a loader mount or a ROPS mount, and then we have a number of accessories that will go into that mount, so they'll all interchange with each other. So that was where it kind of got its origination and naming and foundation, and then from there we've built out the other product lines.
And more to come, right? You're not stopping yet.
and more to come. Yeah. So we've got a couple products planned to release between now and Thanksgiving, before our Black Friday sale. So we've got a couple more. I think I've got 7 products in the pipeline currently, but 2 are ready enough to release before Black Friday.
I've said this before, Jake. You got a lot of ambition.
Have to.
For sure. So, some of the products you make, again, chainsaw carrier for the tractor. You had mentioned a toolbox carrier.
Yep.
And then along the lines of protect, you've got some undercarriage protection.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have?
That's a lot of it. So we have the ITC platform, again, has different accessories. So fire extinguisher, cooler, toolbox, string trimmer, rake and shovel rack, chainsaw carrier. All that will interlock into the ITC mount. We've got a couple different steps for some tractors that didn't have one from the factory. Well, one tractor didn't have one from the factory. Another tractor, I have my own horror story with that step. That I designed after trying to get on a tractor in the rain and falling. So I walked back into my office because I had a 3D scan of it and said, we're going to make a new step. So we did. So we got a couple steps. So there's a few like odds and ends parts that really just needed to be made. And like example, there's a relocation kit for a seat on a Branson or now TYM backhoe that moves the seat back like 12 inches and up 4 inches and just makes a huge difference ergonomically to operate. So there's occasionally like the one-off stuff that isn't really fitting into those 2 categories, but a lot of it's like the brush screens, side guards for the front of the tractor,
right?
The skid plates, hydraulic valves, because those are multi-part assemblies. So you know the hydraulic valve cover for the TYM T574 has 6, 7 metal parts that all get bolted together and assembled before the cover goes up and on. So there's quite a bit of SKUs that we manage.
Yeah. All right, so before we talk about the sweepstakes, what can you tell me about what's coming down the pike? Without sharing any inside secrets or anything, but you know, what kind of things can we expect from ITC in the next, who knows, you know, weeks, months, years?
So we've had a lot
Give me the
going
scoop,
on recently.
Jake. Give me the scoop.
Yeah, so we have a new website being developed that we're putting a lot of time and effort into. The new website is going to allow us to do some pretty cool stuff, and particularly the way that we can do some of our sales and kind of back towards the customer experience. It gives us essentially unlimited options. I still want to know what ITC stands for. Addressing a comment quick, because I called my ITC stands for Interchangeable Tool Carrier at the moment. I'll leave that there. So building out the new website, with the website we're also building a resource center for anyone that is interested in buying a tractor. It's mainly going to be focused on tractor shoppers. So the main core, when you go into the resource center, there's going to be a comparison tool, so you can select up to 4 tractors that are available for sale in the United States. So we have a data set that we've been working on that has essentially all tractors available and every specification for those tractors. So the resource center is going to have that kind of front and center. You can go on and select that you're looking at this brand, this model, this brand, this model, and up to 4, and then get all of that right in front of you, all sourced from the manufacturer's website specs.
Let me tell you, Jake, that is brilliant, because I'm already seeing, you know, when I go on websites and I research tractors, you can compare models within a manufacturer. But what you're talking about is comparing models across manufacturers. So I might be able to compare, and I'm going to use Kubota as an example because that's what I have and I'm most familiar with, but I might compare the BX with the B series and then the LX, which is kind of the 3 different tiers there. And I think you can bring up a comparison of those 3, pick 3 tractors, whatever. But what you're talking about is if I have, say, my 25 horsepower Kubota B2601, I can load in the comparable John Deere, the comparable Coyote, LS, whichever tractors you can get on that system. But I'll be able to see the Kubota compared to the John Deere, compared to the Coyote, and look at horsepower, lift capacity, PTO horsepower, options, mid PTO. If I'm understanding it correctly, that sounds like what you're developing.
It is. Yeah, so, and there's going to be, we have a slightly larger data set of information than the OEMs even give, and we can't give you the data they don't give us. So there's going to be some fields where it says not specified. But if
Right.
one OEM offers that specification and another doesn't, we're not going to hide that one spec. So you're going to get a full line of specifications for anything that you look at. Be able to compare them side by side. You can then print it or email it to yourself. I'm not sure about the saving it as like a CSV to put into an Excel for you to kind of use yourself. I would like to do that, but I'm not entirely sure if we'll be able to initially.
Right.
But that's kind of a start of what the resource center will be, and there'll be some other really cool stuff also baked into it. And it's separate from our ITC website. It's its own domain. It's kind of its own thing.
Again, brilliant, and again, very ambitious. That's a heavy lift. No pun
That's
intended.
been in process for 7 months.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to have that launched January of 26.
Yeah. That sounds like a really great resource. Like I can see people really wanting to use that because again, when you're shopping and comparing brands, you've got multiple tabs open on your screen and you're trying to, they don't always put things in the same order, so you're trying to see what's my, again, lift capacity here. So again, kudos to you for all that work to put that together. It's a great idea.
I think that, so we work with a number of dealers around the country, and recently I asked a whole bunch of our dealers, like, what would you, and just guessing, I didn't ask anyone to go through their numbers, but just guessing, like, what do you consider to be your average for tractor customers, whether they're first-time buyers or not? And all of them staggeringly had over 50% of tractor buyers as first-time buyers. And it ranged from some dealers saying 50 to some dealers saying 80. So researching tractors for people that have never owned a tractor before, it's definitely something that people are going to be doing. And I'm just looking to create a place that is really useful for those people.
That's great. And I think part of that reason that the majority are first-time tractor owners is that tractors are something that you keep for a long time. Yeah. It's not like, the average person doesn't trade in a tractor every 5 years like they might with a car or a truck.
That's fair.
People buy a tractor and they very well may have that for 20 years or more. Unless they bought one that's a little too small and then they have to get a bigger one, which is always the case, but with a lot of people.
You ever had that happen?
Well, I haven't made that happen yet, but I might be guilty of that myself. So, but again, generally, a tractor is a long-term, not really commitment, but it's a purchase that you're going to have for a long time. So, anyway, that just came out of my head there. Anyway, let's talk about this sweepstakes and where that came from. What's that all about? Now, let's just talk about the sweepstakes again. Is 30 items, 10 winners, plus the 11th bonus tonight. So again, ambitious and big. And it's not just ITC. You've got partners involved with this as well, partner companies. But anyway, step back a second. Where did this come from? What's the idea behind this giveaway?
Some months back, I was sitting in this very room, which is my office, and I was wondering, because we're building out this resource center, and I'm like, how do we find out what people want to see within the resource center, and how do we find a way to get current tractor owners a way to voice their lessons that they've learned after buying a tractor, and be able to then implement that to help future tractor owners, knowing that a majority of them are going to be first-time tractor buyers. So how can we get that information from somebody that's seasoned, been there, done that, and kind of help those who haven't. And the idea that I'd come up with was a sweepstakes, and then my response was, who cares? And why, why would someone want to enter into this and give any kind of information? And we can't require people to give us information, so we knew that if we were going to get anything that was really going to make a big impact, which we did, and I'm very thankful for that. We can get more into that, but we were going to need to get it in front of a lot of people and make it enticing. And it was also I had the thought of, let's talk to some other companies and see if anybody else wants to join, and we can all kind of promote this and promote each other this way, because there's some other American brands in here that were sponsored. They're sponsored a part of the sweepstakes. So I wasn't interested in just taking anybody in, but someone that had a product that I really liked, or that I had personal experience with, and I thought that the same sort of person that would like our stuff would also like theirs. I reached out to those companies and said, hey, this is my idea. This is what I'm thinking. You want to do it? And we had someone that said yes. So it was a group effort to put all this together, and hopefully those watching will check out some of the sponsors, because they do have some awesome products, and they're all U.S. companies.
Absolutely, and I've worked with those companies, and I agree that, like yourself, they're relatively small business, hands-on,
Yep.
creating quality products right here in the States. Good stuff. So, tell me, should we talk about what we're going to be giving away tonight, and you can talk about what these other companies have put up as well?
Yeah, so I think we can go through that when we are going through the drawing. We can go through the numbers, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on each one of the products and why I thought that it was a good fit for the audience.
Right. Great.
So with kind of the future of what we've got going on, we've got a resource center. We have the new website. We're just wrapping up the sweepstakes, and then we're coming into the holiday season, where we have our Black Friday sale. So we've been kind of gearing up for that, because it's the only sale that we run in 2025, or that we have ran in 2025. So we're kind of anticipating that to be a good time. We expect to be busy right up until Christmas.
Oh, that's good.
We are pretty much every year.
That's great. And you've not been immune. Any business is not immune to ups and downs and
Sure.
struggles, whether it be the economy and different things that are largely out of our control. But you've maintained a good presence here, and continue putting out great products. Yeah, absolutely. It's been. I think it's hard for any company. There's so much competition out there. There's so many products out there. There's only so many tractor owners, tractor buyers. So I think what you're doing is really great. And what you did with the sweepstakes and having that form, that questionnaire, voluntary. And I had promoted this on the live stream a few times to folks, and I stressed that it meant a lot to you if folks would fill out that questionnaire. Because what that does is it creates a communication between you and the consumer or the potential customer to think about what their needs are, and that will help you maybe in developing products in the future, and it benefits us, the consumer, because our voice was heard.
Yeah, that was another bit. I know I touched a lot on the resource center portion of it, but the other portion was, we asked feedback on product ideas.
Right.
Like we had a couple different product ideas in there. One was a DIY build-yourself ballast box, and then one was a tractor recovery kit, that have both been something that we haven't even started in on necessarily the engineering of, or the making a deal for the recovery kit. Well, that one we did. That one's in process. But that we asked about the length for that. But just the seeing what people wanted. Have you ever been concerned about damaging your tractor? What tractor do you have, and where are you concerned? Where is it lacking? So all of that is also super, super important to help guide our development in the future. You'll notice when you start surfing around in the new website, there's a few different spots that you can drop a product suggestion, because we really want to hear what people want. because
Right.
I can go and design 100 products, but if it doesn't help people, then there's not a whole lot of use in having those 100 products. So I definitely like the idea of building things that actually solve problems. That's what we're really, our core foundation is.
Yeah.
So finding those
Were,
problems is priority number one.
were you surprised by any of the feedback? Without giving any details, but is there anything that that came back where you thought, well, gosh, I've never even thought of that before, or or are they things that you've kind of thought of, but you're seeing if there's a need for it out there, or folks feel the same way that you do?
I think a lot of people want a very similar thing. There is a few, like, if you could have, one of the questions that if you could have an attachment or an accessory purpose built for you, what would it be? In some responses were as simple as like a grapple, but some of them kind of went in deeper and, I have this particular problem and I think this, and this could solve it. And some of that was pretty cool. But I think for the most part, people want a very similar thing. They just all have different tractors.
Right.
There's just so many different models out there that it's a big undertaking to take on one model and build some of the stuff that we're doing for it, and then keeping all of that tracked and organized. And when you multiply that across 400 or 500 different models, it's overwhelming to look at. So knowing what tractor owners want what things will definitely help with the development in the future.
That's a great point, because certain things are universal. You make an attachment for a 3-point hitch, that's relatively universal. If you have a tractor with the SSQA front end loader,
Yep.
quick attach, or the JDQA, again, that's going to go across brands and models, so that might be a little bit easier. But when you're talking about custom products for a specific model tractor, now you're really narrowing it down, and I can see where that would be pretty difficult.
Yeah, if you saw the data set, how many tractors there really is, because that's something that I have with all the specs. There's just so many models. Looking at that and saying it's my quest to build protection for all of those is a very, very overwhelming thing.
Yeah. Even within manufacturers, there are so many models. So within one manufacturer,
Right.
you can have several different models.
Yeah, some
So-
manufacturers may only have 5 or 6 models, and then some have like 25.
Yeah.
And what I've found over the last year is manufacturers release new tractors like car manufacturers do. And it's almost guaranteed that when they release it, the custom built kit for the last model, not necessarily going to work on the new one immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, run into that.
As a consumer, I find it a little bit frustrating when a tractor company offers so many models, especially when a lot of them seem like they're not that different. It's like, why do you need even to go from again, I'm referencing Kubota because that's where my research has been through the years, but like the L series, the L2502 now, and then there's the 3302 and then the 3902. It's like they're so close. Do you really need all those models? But I guess you kind of do.
Horsepower
but-
difference.
Yeah, but
that's
some
what
of them are very
happens is-
incremental, and it's like,
Yeah.
I think you could skip this model. And anyway, it can be frustrating. So
Yeah, manufacturers will build a chassis, and then they'll stick an engine in the chassis at different horsepower levels, and it's different tractors.
right.
So benefit for us is if it's the same chassis and just the engine is changing, it's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Right.
But it's when you have 24 chassis in your lineup, that's when it gets real tough.
Right. And that's primarily, I think you're probably referring to the undercarriage protection. Those.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Because the universal stuff will fit on almost every tractor.
Right.
It's
Right.
the undercarriage protection and the chassis protection that is very, very specific.
Yeah. Yeah. And that.
Yeah,
and-
I saw Lucas was in here a little bit ago commenting from Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead.
He just installed something of yours. Right?
Yeah, and he's working on a protection package for his tractor that's a prototype package.
Oh, nice.
So it's the first one out in the field, and I'm sure he can add in on how many parts and pieces there is.
Yeah.
It's probably the best package I've ever designed. But man, it's a lot. I'm hesitant because it's a lot. There's a lot of parts and pieces.
So, and that's going to be for multiple
That
models?
fits one chassis.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll fit different horsepower variants, but it fits one chassis.
That's for one chassis. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's Lucas now.
Yeah,
Very
it was
impressed.
A lot of parts.
Tight fit of the package. It was a lot of parts. There you go. But easy to assemble. That's good feedback.
Glad it was easy to assemble. Yes, that is great feedback. It's
That's
a ton
the
of parts.
feedback that Jake wants to hear about. So, yeah, that's great. And I think that protection is something that, like a lot of things, we don't think about it until something happens. I never thought about it on my tractor, and I don't have any protection on my tractor, but I blew a hydraulic hose just using the tractor. It had something had gotten under there, and it had pushed the hydraulic hose against the back wheel, and who knows how long it was rubbing, but then all of a sudden one day it just blew, and I'm down and out. So
Yeah, there's a lot of filters, linkages, hoses. There's a lot exposed under tractors. They're not skidders, and they're really not made for the woods.
yeah, and those parts are expensive. Like that
They are.
little hose, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that little hose was like $85 just for a little piece of hydraulic hose. So
Yeah, and you
lot of
knock
things
off a
under there.
valve, and it can be a couple thousand.
yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then plus downtime, and potentially dumping 10 gallons of oil. Depending on the size of your tractor,
Right.
10 gallons of oil somewhere on your property that you probably didn't want 10 gallons of oil.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
And not to mention paying for another 10 gallons of oil, that's
Yeah.
pretty expensive now too.
And then hopefully it happens where you could get it back, not way deep in the woods where you have to then cart tools and stuff out there,
Yeah.
because that's not fun.
Look at John's idea here. There's one for you to convert the Kubota treadle pedal to a twin touch.
I thought somebody did that.
Is that right?
I thought somebody made maybe it wasn't a replacement pedal, but it was like an adapter that bolted on that gave you a second pedal to use, but it pushed it in reverse instead of forward. I'll have to look. I thought I remember seeing that.
Interesting. I have to say, I don't mind the treadle pedal, but I've never heard anybody say that they love it. Maybe somebody out there loves it. But it's like the Husqvarna steel internet debate, and it's the twin
Sure.
touch versus the treadle pedal. But
Now, have you seen the new ones in like the MX cabs or the newer cabs with the treadle pedal?
I've seen different
'Cause they're
variants
a
of the
bit
treadle pedal,
better.
different models. Yeah.
Yeah, some are better than others. Some are really uncomfortable to use, and some of them really aren't too bad.
Yeah, mine is very stiff, and you have to really step on it with your heel to go backwards. And I've learned that from other people about the B2601 is particularly stiff, and I've seen other ones where they do rock pretty nicely. But again, I don't complain about it, but there are people who say they wouldn't buy a tractor unless it had the two pedals. So there you go. Add that to your
They're
list,
definitely
Jake.
out there. Yeah, we'll definitely give that one some consideration.
Yeah. From Neil, there's a comment about the treadle pedal on the LX 60s are much better than the ones on the Kubotas. Well, LX is a Kubota, but I guess the other Kubotas.
I think that is L60, the L
Okay.
series. Yep, because
I
that's the one
see.
I was thinking was it was an L6060 that I was in. That the pedal really wasn't all that bad at all. But
Right.
on the same farm, he's got a B series older machine, and that one is just horrendous to use.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, talking about the history of ITC, I think folks should know your personal history, that you have experience with tractors because you grew up
A little bit.
farming. Yeah. Tell me about Tell me about little Jake.
Little about me. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was born and raised on a horse farm. We had
Okay.
anywhere between, I think it was like 35 and 42 horses on the property at any given time.
That's
So
significant.
we had a boarding stable, so they weren't all our
Okay.
horses. But we had 92 acres of land. It was 92 acres of land, and we had the boarding stable. We used to take all the horse manure and turn it into compost. You know, Dad did that ever since I was a little kid. I remember being out turning compost by myself in a skid steer at like, I don't know, 7 to 9. And I was back before I really got the hang of running a machine to where when you lift your bucket, you also curl forward your bucket when you lift your arms. I don't know if you've ever run into horse manure before, but it compacts together and you get big, huge clumps. So if you can imagine like an iceberg on top of the bucket, and I remember to this day very well watching it roll off the back of the bucket and hit the cab, and I was buried up to my waist in horse manure.
Oh
It
my
was in my
gosh.
hair, it was everywhere. I remember my dad had to come and dig me out of the machine because I couldn't get out. It was just so packed in around my legs. Yeah, so I've got a background on the farm. I fell in love with the John Deere 4020. It was my first tractor when I was like 6. Just absolutely fell in love with that. And then when I was 12, Dad bought a cab tractor for the first time ever. It was a New Holland cab tractor with a loader, and that was my real first experience with a loader tractor. Before that, it was always a skid steer or an ag tractor.
Yeah.
And we did everything with that loader tractor. It became our new workhorse. At one point, you got 40 horses, you need a lot of sawdust or bedding. Well, at one point, the local sawmill had shut down, or they added a kiln to their sawdust operation, and then were sending it out for pellets, and we no longer had sawdust. So Dad bought a shaving mill. It was made by Salesco, and it took 48-inch logs, 36-inch in diameter, and it would shave them into bagged shavings, essentially. And that New Holland tractor was our skidder. It was our log loader. It was everything. You know, the skid steer stayed at the shaving mill, and that New Holland was out, and I was out logging with my friend Alex was his name. Kind of all through high school, that was what we did, and we used that tractor as our skidder. Then I left the farm and went to become a diesel tech. Went to a tech school. Got a job while I was down there rebuilding engines for a company that they had a repair shop, and they had a contract with another company that had generators that were out in the oil fields in West Virginia, because I was down in southwestern Pennsylvania. And I got a job with him where I just rebuilt engine after engine after engine. Went to become a diesel tech, came back to New York and worked at some truck shops. Worked as a generator tech, traveled around the East Coast working on power generation systems, and eventually left it all to start this, or to continue this. I guess I started the
What a great background,
fabrication.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I started the fabrication business, and then I acquired ITC as a customer initially when it first launched. And then I was the sole manufacturer and product designer for ITC as kind of like a contract deal. And then I bought ITC in September of 2023. So we're just over 2 years in ownership.
Okay, so you were already manufacturing and fabricating before that. You didn't just buy ITC and all of a sudden you're in the fabrication business. You were already in the fab business,
Yep.
and then you acquired ITC and continued there and grew it from there.
Yep.
So, awesome. Well, what a great background. You know, you've got the mechanical, the hands-on, the understanding of what people's needs are. So you're really coming at it from a user viewpoint.
Definitely. Yep. Absolutely. I mean, that background makes such a big difference building out this company versus if I had never really been a tractor person myself.
Yeah.
One thing I struggle with is I forget that not everyone was born and raised tractors. So some people are very new to tractors at the age of 40 or 50.
Right.
So it's realizing that, and realizing that not everyone has just like that. They have a general understanding because it was just part of their life. That really pushed me towards the resource center, because it's a hard thing to research, because there's so many different things in different places. And then there's also some things out there that I necessarily wouldn't agree with the experience that I have. And that's part of the resource center. I'm trying to share whatever I can for those interested.
That's great, and you're right. I see that as a YouTube content creator. A lot of the viewers are first-time tractor owners. Again, like you said, they're well into adulthood, and it's all new for them. And I think we sometimes overlook that and kind of take for granted that people understand things. So I've made videos that are very basic, and you feel like you're stating the obvious sometimes, but you're not, because there are people who have never heard that before and never experienced that. So some people need that really basic, fundamental explanation of things, and I think your resource is going to be great for that too, because there's going to continue to be new tractor owners forever. Somebody out there. Yeah.
And the resource center is being built for first-time tractor owners. And people that have a ton of experience, they may be a little annoyed by how the resource center is built. But it's being really designed for people that have never owned a tractor before, or people that are pretty new.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the angle that we're taking with the development of that.
Right. That's great. I think it's great. And I know that a lot of people are going to appreciate that.
I hope so.
Well, listen, we've got some stuff to give away. Yeah, we've got some things to give away.
If people are still here.
Oh, yeah. We've got lots of people here. They're chomping at the bit, ready to win. So tell me how this is going to work.
Okay, so we have a random name selector. It's I forget the name of the website. It's a wheel. It's a very big wheel, and on that wheel is everyone that entered the sweepstakes' name. So their first name, last name, the city, and the state. So from there, we'll go into get the rest of their information and their email and shipping address, all that stuff. So the random name selector has everyone on there. We're going to spin it 10 times. It'll keep track of that for us as we go. We'll go through the products that we're giving away, and then we'll spin for it. So
that is...
Yep.
Here.
I saw something about Black Friday in the comments. That's what that graphic was.
Okay. I was going to show the wheel. Did you want to talk about Black Friday real quick before we jump into this?
Well, no, we're on the wheel. We'll jump into that.
Okay.
We are going to be doing a Black Friday sale, and I will talk about that. We'll spin the names. So I've got control of this on my side, not Ad, just for those wondering. And yeah, everyone's name is in here. So you can see there is 947 people that are in here. And then as we spin, that number will go down by 1 each time. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but everyone's name and
who entered. Right.
Yeah, everyone's name who entered is going to be in this. All the way down.
And
we actually got really lucky. So this is the interface or the software that I wanted to use to do the name picking. But there's a limit of 1,000 names, and I was wanting to not be able to use it by getting over 1,000 entries, but under 1,000, I'm glad that
it worked out.
That this is going to work. Yeah.
That's
great.
And
down here on the bottom, it'll show us our total spins.
Mm-hmm.
And then up here at the top, we will get a results.
Excellent. So before you spin it, let's talk about what our first spin is going to be for.
Okay, so the first spin is going to be for a base prize and a JU Fabworks Workmaster plate. So how this is going to work, we have 10 different winners. All of them are going to get a base prize. The base prize is on top. It is a Forma funnel in red, which is a little unique. I will say that. Usually they're green. We've got some red ones. So a Forma funnel, and then either a fixed mount chainsaw carrier from us, $150 in store credit, or $150 in a refund that was an order that was placed in the sweepstakes period. So if you made a purchase from us last month and you win, you can take your choice of any of those. And then if you didn't make a purchase from us last month, you can take your choice of the first 2. So you can either get the chainsaw carrier or the store credit.
And when the person wins, you'll have their information and they will hear from you. In fact, they don't even have to be here right now. They don't have to be present to win. They will hear from you. I see some questions that I think we should have addressed earlier, and unfortunately, the sweepstakes is closed. People are asking how do we enter, and it was a timed sweepstakes, so there is no ability right now to enter. And additionally,
they can enter for the bonus though.
Correct. We have the 11th giveaway tonight that we're going to do before we wrap up at 8 p.m.
Yep.
So anyone who's watching right now can enter to win that, and that'll just be a random drawing that will take place from the comment section here, and I'll explain that here when we get to that. But if you're watching live right now, you'll have an opportunity to win that 11th giveaway. These 10 giveaways are part of the initial sweepstakes, and that closed, I believe, last week, correct?
Yes, November 1st.
Okay, so this is only for the people who entered the ITC Sweepstakes giveaway. So we're going to go through those 10, and then the 11th will be for anyone watching tonight, and only for anyone who's watching tonight. These names that you were showing earlier are not included in the 11th giveaway, unless they're here right now and
that is correct.
Can enter. But so that's how that works. And again, when the person's name is drawn, they'll hear from you in the next day or so.
They'll get an email tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep, they'll get an email tomorrow, and they'll get a tracking number by the end of the week. Because another thing is we do have all of these prizes here. So I wasn't willing to put anything in the sweepstakes that I couldn't get on my hands on to guarantee that we had it to ship. So we have all of this stuff here, including the bonus prize, the bonus giveaway. So we have all of that here.
It's there, ready to ship, ready to be won. All right, shall we switch over to the...
Okay, so yeah, the first and second winner, so we can draw two names before coming back to this, are going to get the base prize and the JU Fabworks Workmaster plate. A quick note on what the Workmaster plate is. It's a metal bracket that bolts to the top edge or the top lip of your bucket. It has a receiver hitch, a couple D-rings welded on, and a couple chain hooks. So it allows you to slide a hitch in there, move around trailers, or give a securing spot on the front of your bucket. They're made also in the USA, in a small business. So Jeff was nice enough to send us a couple of those, so we've got those to give out to you guys.
That is great. Now, even though the sweepstakes entry time has ended, is the website still live, the ITC Sweepstakes?
It is.
So folks could go to that and they could read this. You know, it's a little small on the screen. They could go and read it on the website as well. All right, let's switch back over to the drawing and make sure I remove the right thing and not remove Jake from the live stream. Okay.
So, are we ready? Ready for the first one?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. I'm nervous. Bradley Stevens from Four Oaks, North Carolina. So that is our winner number one.
Congratulations, Bradley Stevens. So, again, they will hear from you.
They will.
Tomorrow with an email.
An email from me tomorrow.
If you're watching Bradley Stevens, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All right. So this is for prize number 2, which is the same.
Prize number 2.
Okay.
The same structure. Yep, the same prize.
I'll get that timing right by the 10th one.
Okay, so Michael from Baldwinsville, New York. So that's not shipping very far.
Nice.
I could probably hand deliver that one. It's probably only 45 minutes away.
Save Jake some money, right? Gosh. Congratulations, Michael. That's exciting.
Awesome. Okay,
all right,
so 2 spins down, 8 to go.
2 out of 10.
Okay, so where's our prize list? What are we drawing for next?
Let's bring up winner number 3 we're on, right?
Okay, so hopefully if you win this, you live in the north, because that's where you're going to find the most use out of it. But you will get our base prize, again, as a Forma funnel. And do we talk about the Forma funnel at all? I have one of those.
You have one to show?
Here. Yeah. It's small enough that I just brought it in here to show, because this is a really cool, neat tool. Now, if you remember my history, my backstory, I was a mechanic, I was diesel tech, and this thing has been in my toolbox forever, and I love it. Whether it was like on big trucks when you're doing any kind of wheel end work and you need to pull an axle out, it drains a bunch of oil straight down inside of the rim. You take this and it'll bend and stay in whatever position you put it in, and you can tuck it somewhere and deflect oil. I use it a lot for that. Or you can actually roll this into a funnel and just kind of build your own makeshift funnel on the fly to put liquids into a smaller container. And they're super cheap, less than $30 delivered to your house. And if you do your own maintenance, like, this is something that you will not regret buying. I've had one forever, and it was like the first item that I thought of when it was like, okay, so who wants, or who in this demographic is gonna, what products are gonna like? This one is up there. It rolls up, you store it. It's great.
I love that because, we've all taken, like, try to find some cardboard or something to try and divert the oil, which is not good because now it soaks into the cardboard. That looks like it's just fun to play with, almost like a fidget spinner. You just play with it. And
It is. So it's a piece of rubber of some kind around a thin piece of aluminum, I believe is what's inside of here. I think the original one was made out of lead, but this one's aluminum. So they're awesome. If you do your own oil changes, I think they're like $25 on Amazon.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've changed the oil and it drips on a cross member or something that's right in the way, and it's like, and then it runs down the cross member, and it's dripping down, not even getting the bucket, and that's I love a simple idea, and that's great.
Yeah, those are awesome.
And that is, tell us again what we're.
Yep. So you will get this. Everyone that wins tonight will get one of these.
Okay.
All 10
except for the
winners
last,
will get one of these.
not the last one, not the 11th one.
Not
That's
the last
different
one.
giveaway there. Yeah. But all 10 winners get that. Excellent. So.
Okay, and then we have the R2 Edge Tamers. It's a pair, and the R2 Edge Tamer extenders.
Nice.
The Edge Tamer is I don't know if you've seen those. They clamp onto your bucket.
I have a set, and I made a video. Yeah, I made a video. So folks watching have probably seen my video. If not, they should go check it out. But yeah, but you can continue to explain them.
Yeah, so they just clamp onto your bucket. So they go onto your cutting edge of your bucket and keep the cutting edge off the ground. I've seen some people use them when they're like backfilling trenches, when they have loose soil on top of their yard, and they just want to push the loose soil and not dig into their sod. They'll use something like that, or pushing your snow. That's why I made the comment about if you live in the north.
Yeah.
Because they're great for keeping the cutting edge out of your grass and your stone driveway. And then they had sent me 2 of the edge extenders, and those bolt onto the edge tamers and give you an additional 12 inches that it sticks out, and you can stack boards on there or logs or kind of help it to hold brush on your bucket. So it just gives a bit more utility to a basic bucket.
Yeah, they're great, and especially great with snow removal, because if you have a stone driveway like I do, the edge tamer keeps that cutting edge of that bucket up off the stones, an inch or so. So it keeps you from really tearing up your driveway, and they work great for that. So that is,
they do. Yep. That is winner number 3 and winner number 4.
Okay.
We ready? Oh, it's not shared yet.
We got to bring it up. And
Wade in the comments, yes, these are the real deal edge tamers, not the Chinese knockoffs. They're cast, they're USA made, they're the edge tamer.
That's right.
Okay. Let's do it. So I was talking with Rob from R2 Manufacturing, who builds the edge tamer. We'll come back to that. Who wins? Barry Ehrman from Edgerton, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Barry.
Congratulations, Barry.
Barry is number 3. Just a reminder, we are keeping track up here as well.
Barry, if you're
so number
watching,
4.
you'll win. You'll receive an email tomorrow. Oh, I didn't do the drum roll.
Greg McNeil, Mount Pleasant, Texas. Congratulations, Greg. You
So
will
close,
also get an
Wade.
email.
So Wade wants to win.
Wade wants to win. He wants to win something.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was number 3 and number 4. So I was on the phone
yeah.
with Rob just before this, and he mentioned that they're coming out with a blade tamer. I don't know if that's what he called it. He called it something. I think it's a blade tamer. It goes on the like a 3-point blade for the back of your tractor.
Okay.
So it's a tamer for the back of that. Same concept, just a much different angle to keep that scraping blade off the ground just a little bit.
Okay, and they do make a tamer for a box blade. They have one of those now.
Yep,
And it bolts on
they
the
bolt
side of your
onto the
box
side.
blade. Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're like shoes. Yeah, so this one is specific to go and clamp on the cutting edge of a scraping blade.
Which is really great because it's hard to control a scraper blade. So I
Yeah.
could see if you had an edge
Yep.
tamer on there, you could just drop that blade. It'll stay up off the ground just enough.
Yep.
And probably do a really nice job.
Yeah, so they said those are going to be out before the end of the year. And they're going to, if anybody is interested in those, you should go to their website. At the bottom of their website is a sign up for their email, because they're not going to post those publicly initially. They're only going to send them to their email list and current customers.
Oh, interesting.
So, just a little
Interesting.
food for thought there.
So we have given away 4 exciting prizes so far, right?
Yes. Yep. On to number 5, which I
Number
think
5.
is my favorite. One of them.
Tell me about it, Jake.
Let's talk about it. So the tractor recovery kit. This is a 30-foot length of kinetic rope that is designed to help you remove something when stuck. Now, kinetic rope isn't really a new thing, although I don't think it's utilized much by people that own compact and utility tractors. I think it's used by people that own real large ag tractors and then people in the off-roading world, Jeeps and side-by-sides and trucks. But the way a kinetic recovery rope works is it has, I think it stretches up to like 30%. So it will stretch out and it will store all of that energy and then it will recoil back on itself. So it allows you to do that terrible thing we should never do, the whole let's get back right up to it and then slam on it.
Yeah.
It's designed to do that. So it gives you that momentum to really help get something out. So I've seen quick kinetic recovery rope story. We were in St. Augustine, Florida. I was 14 years old. We had a 4-door long bed Dodge Ram out on the beach, got it stuck, buried, tides coming in, 14-year-old me freaking out, like our truck's about to get swallowed by the ocean. We're on the other end of the country, like what are we going to do? This guy pulls up in a Toyota Tacoma and he was like, hey, I'll pull you guys out. And we're like kind of looking like this is a heavy truck. Like this thing empty weighs, 9,000 pounds. And he had a kinetic recovery rope and he backed up to the front of the truck, hooked it on the tow ring of the truck in the front, hooked it on a shackle in the back of his, and he just went. And it just popped the truck up and out, and he drug us off the beach, and away we went. We were absolutely amazed. So I've been a fan of those ropes ever since.
Well, let's give one away.
This recovery kit, one last thing to mention, it has 2 soft shackles with it. Historically, soft shackles are probably about a 6-inch round diameter when they're closed, maybe 8. And this one is significantly bigger. So the soft shackle, rather than being pretty small like this, is huge. Okay. So the way a soft shackle works is you can wrap it around something and then tuck it back through itself and it locks without any metal hardware. It's just a section of rope that's designed to lock itself, which is unique, and I've never seen it before this. So I think that's what makes this a bit different. You won't get it stuck in a knot, and it's significantly bigger than any other soft shackle I've seen.
Nice.
So there's only one of these. This is something that we will likely be bringing to our website, available for purchase to anybody. But this is the first one to ever leave.
Let's give it away.
Let's draw it. I just gotta find my mouse. 1 second. There we go. And winner number 5. Steve Evans.
Another Texas winner.
2 Texas.
Whoa.
Who would have thought that?
Wade, I don't know if that's good for Wade or not good for Wade, because he's one of our Texas viewers.
How many Texans are really going to win on this?
Right. All right, so we have another giveaway, right? That was the one and only of that one?
We're at the halfway point of our 10 for the sweepstakes.
Number 7, lucky number 7.
So 6 and 7 are going to be getting a Logox 3-in-1 multi-tool.
Nice.
I met the co-founder. It was founded by a father-son. And I met the father of the co-founder at a show just north of here in Boonville, New York over the summer. And was talking with him and talking with his wife. And I've got my kids with me, and it was cold and rainy. And as I was out talking to him in the rain, they were huddled underneath one of her jackets behind the counter. And you know, she was entertaining them, and they were just a great couple and great people.
Yeah.
And their product is really cool. Do you have one?
I do. I love it. I do.
Yeah.
It saved my back many times. Anytime, in fact, I'm getting ready to go cut some firewood and split some firewood shortly in the next week or so, and I will have it with me because it saves your back. Absolutely.
So what would you say? What is your favorite things about that tool? And if you could explain it to somebody, how would you explain it?
Sure.
Being
Well,
a user.
it changes your, I don't know if it's your center of gravity, but you're not bent over. It has the hook where you can just, with the handle, basically you can stand straight up and pick up your rounds. But it also has the cant hook with the lever. So if you need to roll a log, and I've used it a lot for this, has a foot as well. So you can roll your limb or your stump, your trunk, up and get it up off the ground, and then you can cut your rounds without digging your saw into the dirt. So it helps to get it up off the ground. You can finagle tree trunks around, and it's got very many purposes. But even for loading onto the log splitter, you know, a 10-inch round, 12-inch round is pretty heavy. You can take this thing and you can just grab it with the hook with one hand. You can swing it up onto your log splitter. Just a back saver for sure.
I've never owned one before having my hands on these couple for the giveaway, and I think it's great. If I did more firewood, I would absolutely own one.
Yeah. Even if
It's
you
a great
don't
tool.
do a whole lot of firewood, but if you do any firewood at all, it's
True.
great to have. So
True.
All right,
I
we're gonna,
occasionally help out some friends with firewood, but don't burn any myself.
well, yeah, then maybe you don't need one.
Let them buy it. Okay, so great tool from some great people. Let's do it. And spin.
Number 7.
Number 6.
6.
Number 6.
Tyler.
Tyler from McGowan, Michigan.
Gowan, Michigan.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Nice.
You will get an email from me tomorrow, or a phone call, depending on the preference that you selected.
Now, is that one winner? Do we go to the next prize, or is there another winner for that?
There is one more. There is 2 of those up for grabs. And then we are on to chainsaws.
Nice.
Okay, next winner. Let's do it. Jason from New Hope, Alabama. Perfect.
Congratulations, Jason.
Congratulations.
Jason England from New Hope, Alabama. All right, and that's it for that one, right?
That's it for that one. Yep, we have 3 more. I will briefly try to explain this. So there is 3 Echo chainsaws up for grabs. The way that I set this up was winner number 8 gets their selection of chainsaw. Winner number 9 gets whatever chainsaws that are left over, selection between those 2. And then winner number 10 gets the chainsaw that's left available to them. So I'm hoping to have answers back by everyone to have the last 3 prizes shipped this week. But if winner 8 is dragging their feet with answering which chainsaw they want, it's going to delay 9 and 10.
Right.
But we will keep people updated with the happenings there.
Now, you're giving away so many prizes, Jake, that I've lost track. Can you confirm that we gave away 2 log oxes, number 6 and number 7?
We did. Yep, 2 log oxes, number 6 and number 7. So
Okay.
those were given to Tyler from Gowan, Michigan, and Jason from New Hope, Alabama.
Awesome. So we're on 8, 9, and 10. Again, we'll draw all 3 of these. Number 8 will have the first choice of what saw they want. Number 9 will have the second choice, and number 10 will get the third one, which they're all great, but the first
They're
two
all
get to choose.
all brand new chainsaws. Yep. So we have an Echo CS 3510, an Echo CS 4510, and an Echo CS 355T. So there's one top handle chainsaw.
Nice. Yeah, I have the little Echo CS25 little limbing saw. I love that thing so much. And I have an Echo leaf blower. They make really good equipment. I've been really happy with it. All right, so winner number 8. Winner number 8. Oh, there it is. Okay, I thought maybe I removed the.
The field changed. It was just a recap of the 7 winners beforehand was what was open.
I see.
Okay, so winner number 8, first selection for the chainsaw. I think this, if you wanted a chainsaw, this is the one you want because you get to pick. So this could be the most important spin of the entire event.
Do it, Jake.
Let's do it. Anthony North from Vonore, Tennessee. Congratulations, Anthony.
Congratulations, Anthony.
If you are here, I will email you tomorrow. If you're not here, I will still email you tomorrow.
Still, you just won't know until you see it. So Anthony will get to choose which one of those 3 chainsaws he would like to win.
He is here, and he has already selected his chainsaw.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
Oh, there he is. He wants the CS30. Congratulations, Anthony. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Anthony.
So now we know which 2 saws are left. So number 8 will get to choose from the 2 remaining saws.
Wouldn't it be fun if the next person that won was also here and they could make their selection right away?
Would make your life easy too, wouldn't it?
That would be great. Okay, let's find my mouse. There we go. Okay, so winner number 9. You get to select between the 2 chainsaws that are left. So there's no more top handles. So you just have 2 rear handle saws to pick from. Scott True of Somerset, Massachusetts. Congratulations, Scott.
Congratulations,
hopefully you were here.
Scott.
And you can tell us what chainsaw you want.
We are seeing folks from all over the country. Let's see. Is there a Scott in the comments?
Nothing yet.
All right. Well, he'll hear from you tomorrow.
He will hear from me tomorrow. Last and final spin on this wheel. Ready?
This is it for the final chainsaw.
For the final spot.
And then we have a special giveaway, so don't go away yet.
John Ellis. I know that name. Evansville, Indiana. I think he's a customer.
Nice.
I believe he is a customer of ours. Congratulations, John, on number 10.
John.
Recap of winners. There they are on your screen. Those are the 10 winners for the fall ITC Sweepstakes.
Congratulations, everybody. That went really smoothly, Jake. You did a good job with that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Fun times. All right, so...
I just took a screenshot of that, and I am saving that.
Excellent.
Before it can go anywhere.
You've got some emailing to do.
I do, yes. Tomorrow. So there's just a couple more things to address here. We're almost wrapped up. We're a little over our scheduled 1 hour. Sorry.
That's okay. People are hanging in there. So we're ready to do the final giveaway, right? Number 11?
I'm gonna give a shout out to the companies that we worked with that sponsored this.
Thank you.
That have given us some Black Friday stuff. Because Black Friday is vastly approaching. I also said I would publicly disclose what our Black Friday sale is. I haven't done that yet. So I guess I will start with JU Fabworks. So they're going to be running a Black Friday sale. They're doing 10% off their entire website, and their code is BF10. So BF10 will save you 10% on JU Fabworks website come Black Friday.
B as in black, F as in Friday, 10 as in 10%.
10%.
For those of you who Might not have heard that properly. Sometimes it's hard to hear.
BF10.
BF10, JU Fabworks. Check them out.
Yeah, good people, good products, USA
Yeah.
made. They have them all cast. It's great.
I have the tractor tie downs, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Life changing. They've changed my life, Jake.
Yeah, anybody that asks me for tie downs, I just, even if they don't have them or not, I just send them to JU. Like if they don't have them, ask for them, because the more times people get asked for something, the better chances that they're going to make it.
They are so great. I don't know why tractors don't come standard with them in place, but
Yep.
so great. What do we have next?
Okay, so next is going to be R2 Manufacturing. So I talked with Ryan just before this live stream, and they're going to give 10% off. And now this one is interesting because they're not actually doing a Black Friday sale, to my knowledge. They're only doing a sale to those of you who see this message. So they're doing 10% off on Black Friday if you use code ITC. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. So that's a special for those who are watching. Now, I'm sure if somebody's watching this in the replay, that'll count as well. But
they did see it.
If you not see this, so code ITC from R2Manufacturing.com. Rob and Ryan. That's the R.
Yep, and they've got the edge
that's
tamers.
The 2 R's.
That's the 2 R's, Rob and Ryan.
Right.
And then they've got the blade tamers coming out soon for the
Nice.
3-point scraper blades.
Good stuff.
And then the other one I have to mention is I talked with Austin from Logox today, one of the co-founders. That would be the son. So I talked with his father initially at the show. I talked with Austin, and they're doing $15 off your first order from them between now and December 1st. And the code is BFCM25. So it's BFCM25.
B is in black, F is in Friday.
Yeah.
What's the CM stand for? I don't
know. I'm trying to figure that out too.
BFCM. What was the number?
25.
25.
25.
For $15 off your first purchase.
Yes. Yep. $15
Excellent.
off your first purchase. And then the last one is going to be ours. So if you could throw the graphic on the screen, it'll tell people about the dates.
Full
so
throttle
we have not,
savings.
Full throttle savings week. That is what we're calling it. So we have not done a sale of 2025. We did a couple in 2024, including a Black Friday, which was our big sale of the year. But we have not done anything. And I know I've mentioned the new website build and some of the cool stuff we're able to do there. So there's quite a lot going on this Black Friday for us. So it is a week long. So it is Monday to Monday. So starting 11/24 and ending on December 1st. And the sale is, so we're doing 10% off store-wide. And then we're doing an additional 10% in a cashback reward situation. So we're implementing a new program on the website where when someone buys something, they can also receive store credit at the same time. So there'll be $10 per 100 you spend back in rewards. So if you were to spend $1,000 on the website, you would pay $900, and then you would get $90 in ITC money added directly to your user account. We are also doing a 0% financing for 12 months. So if you spend $100 or $1,000 or $2,000, there'd be 0% financing for 12 months.
Very nice. Is there a minimum amount to finance?
There's not.
Or have you not? There's not. Okay.
There's not. Nope.
That's really great.
As long as you were, and we're partnering with Affirmed for that, so that's a program we're offering for them.
Right.
Through them. So as long as you're approved by Affirm, then you can finance it out, which I'm really happy for, because a lot of people have made the comment of like, I want this, I would love to have this, I just can't afford to spend $1,200 for this protection package.
Right.
But then they could be forced to spend $2,000 on a hydraulic valve. So bringing that 0% financing, I'm really looking forward to.
0%. That is really great. And this may be your only sale of the year, but gosh, it's a good one. I mean,
it's a good one.
The fact you're giving 10% off plus another 10% in store credit, that's awesome. I mean, you could have stopped at 10% and would have been generous, but I think what you're doing is really good. So, and that's just going to be on your website. There's no code or anything for that.
Nope. That's all
Okay.
going to automatically apply for that entire week. So whether you saw this and were informed about it or not, you will get the deal. We're not going to hide it behind a discount code.
Right. So
Yep.
check it out starting the 24th.
Starting the
ITC
24th.
Quick
So our
Patch.
new website is scheduled to launch on the 21st.
Right.
So it'll be a very stressful time for us over at ITC coming into Black Friday. I will say that.
Yeah.
The new website's scheduled to launch on the 21st. Our sale starts on the 24th, and these features don't actively work on our current website, so we don't have that cashback program or
Right.
even the Affirm integration. So that's all going to be coming the 21st, and really excited for people to see that.
Go big or go home, right, Jake? That seems to be your
Yeah.
motto.
Absolutely. Last
All right. Well, it's
order
been
of
great having you.
business.
Oh, that's right.
Last order of business. You're going to give these guys a stroke.
Let's
Can't
talk
end it.
about
Now
what
we
we're
gotta-
going to do for this 11th and final giveaway just for our live
So-
stream viewers.
Just for you guys who came to tune in live. And I would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for entering the sweepstakes. Thank you for giving more information that was required. It is so appreciated. It helps guide the direction of the company. It helps guide the direction of the resource center that we're building, and it's going to help future tractor owners. And people always, I talk to the business owners, and sometimes people complain about their customers. I'm like, I got it great. Like, tractor owners are good people. Like, I've never met a tractor owner that I didn't like. So I immediately have just an awesome customer base.
We have a great
And
we have a
so
great
thankful.
community here.
So thankful.
All right,
The
let's do
tractor
this. Somebody's commenting
community
that
is
football's
great.
starting, so we need to wrap this up, Jake. There's
My
a football
apologies.
game apparently starting.
It is Monday Night
My
Football.
gosh, I don't want to interrupt with football. Anyway, so this is the final
is it.
giveaway for our live stream viewers tonight. And they're going to win everything you see except for that tractor in the background, right?
Correct. Yep.
Tractor not
They,
included.
the Yeti loadout box. That's a box that's got a couple dividers in it and a little basket that comes out. And on the inside, on the top, there's a zipper pouch that's Velcroed in that you can store different things in. Totally waterproof, submersible box. I saw it and was like, "This is really cool. I want this." So then I bought it and I'm giving it away.
Excellent.
And then four different mugs.
4 different mugs. That's very valuable. All right, so this is for tonight's live stream viewers. And here's how this works. If you've not been on the live stream before, and I know we have a lot of new people here tonight, the way this works is if you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen. You're going to type it in the live chat exactly the way you see it, and then we will randomly draw a winner tonight. So, in the live chat, just type what you see here, hashtag Yeti. No spaces,
Hashtag
can be uppercase or lowercase or a combination thereof. Hashtag Yeti. And as soon as this music runs out, we're going to draw. You can see the entries coming in quickly now. We've got about 200 people watching right now, so
200 people.
yeah.
That's awesome. Thank
Yep.
you guys for showing up. It's been great. And you know, I sent out an email earlier today, and I said that I would like to answer some questions, and I never really got to answer any questions. So
That
if you
means
have a
we have to have
question,
you back.
you can email me directly, and I'll come back. Absolutely
Yeah.
come back. But if you have a question, you can send me an email. My email is jake@itcquickattach.com, and I'd love to answer it.
Excellent. We're going to have almost everybody enter tonight, it looks like. That's
Awesome.
fun. By the way,
didn't
if you enter
mention
more than
your
once,
stickers.
it's going to if you enter more than once, it's going to kick out your second entry. So only need to enter one time. And yeah, I will whoever wins, I'll send some stickers too, wherever they are. Again, if you've not watched the live stream before, we give away these stickers every Monday night. So whoever wins this, you'll also get some stickers. So we're at 140. I'm going to hit the draw button here momentarily. You have a little bit more time before the song ends. Then I'm going to hit it. Just going to hit it. I'm going to tease you now with my mouse hovering over the draw button. And then you can get to the football game. Sorry about that, guys that are waiting for football.
My team got beat yesterday, so I don't have anybody to watch tonight.
go. This is it.
144.
Well, there's our winner.
There you go.
It's just a screen name, but congratulations to our winner tonight. The way this works, though, I didn't mention this earlier. This winner, since I don't know who it is, they have to email me, and I'm going to put my email address up on the screen right now. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com. Congratulations to our winner. Make sure you send me an email at contactmcgtv. Let me know that you were the winner of tonight's Yeti giveaway. I'll need your name and your mailing address, your shipping address, and then I will forward that to Jake, and Jake will get these prizes to you. Sound good?
Yep. Sounds great.
Awesome. Listen, Jake,
We did it.
this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. I hope that it worked out well for you. And for everybody who's watching, I hope you'll go visit ITC Quick Attach now and again after the 24th to get your discount.
Yeah.
Any final words, Jake?
Yeah. No, I think that's it. I think if, I mentioned the comment thing that we didn't really get to. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. And I really appreciate each and every one of you from taking time out of your day and missing football and all of the life that you have going on to be here. I just really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake. I really appreciate it. We'll have you back, and congratulations to all of our winners. Thanks for watching. I hope you check out the channel. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you and ask you to check out some of the content and see if you like it, and subscribe and all that good stuff as well. So, have a great week. Thanks for being here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.